What up, what up? It's your girl Pika, and I am coming at you live from Singapore as always. It is Thursday night. Not all that late, actually. It's pretty decent. I did fall asleep though earlier, and I just woke up and I was like, oh my god, I still need to do my podcast. The countdown is really starting to give me like nerve issues. It's the 28th here. So what, I got 3 more days. Yeah, man, it's like it's creeping up on me, and I'm suddenly like, oh my god, I have so many things I need to do, and I want to be, done and finished out the way, so I don't have to deal with them ever again in 2018. But it's easier said than done. So I still have my accounting to do, which I've done most of the legwork. I need to like organize the invoices and the receipts and everything, so I know exactly what I spent my money on and where I could stop wasting money. Yeah, that's important. And then I need to finish the turnover to YouTube. I need to go ahead and start my Periscope turnover to YouTube as well. Got some blogging to get back into. I'm going to start doing journals in 2018 just to get in the hang of writing, because as with all things, it starts with a habit, right? You need to do it daily. And if you do it daily, then it becomes really easy. And then when you need to do it, you're not so stuck, and it doesn't take you 10 years to like figure out what you want to write about and then how you want to write it and then write it 10 times and see if it works or looks right or whatever, all that stuff. So the bigger the habit, like the more often you do it, the better the habit, the stronger the habit, the easier it is going forward. So yeah, that's another habit I need to cultivate. I don't know, this days are starting to look all the same, but it's not going to be like that much longer. Tomorrow's the last day that baby girl goes to MY World. Tomorrow is the last day I work before 2018. And then my whole life changes, like literally changes, because the schedule will be completely different. Instead of dropping her off by 8:30 and then going straight to work from there, and I get there by about 9:15, only to leave at 5 something, close to 6, pick her up and come back home, it'll change completely. Suddenly it will be, I wake up at the crack of dawn, get her to school before the sun comes up, run back home and finish getting dressed, go straight to work. And from work, I leave around lunchtime or whatever. I will take my lunch break to go pick her up from school, because she gets out of school at 2 o'clock. And yes, I am adamant that I don't need a helper, because I'm not wasting $500 for someone to sit around at home and do nothing until she has to go pick up baby girl. So yeah, I'll do it. I'll get it done. Pick her up, bring her back to work for a couple hours, make sure that she gets her homework done and everything, and I'm hoping that I can leave where there's still daylight outside and come back home and spend some time with her, let her play outside, and then start the cycle. I don't ever go to bed, eat, go to bed, wake up again. So yeah, that's going to be a major change next year. Next week. In a couple days. Yeah, you see what I mean? The countdown is messing me up, man. It's all good, though. I'll get there. I titled tonight's episode Do What You Love, because it's starting to really dawn on me what they mean by, if you love what you do, it doesn't seem like work. And that's true, because honestly, from the minute I wake up to the time I go to bed, and most of the time in between, this is all I can think about. Not because it's a panic and I'm like worried about doing stuff, but it's like, well, what other ideas can I do? Let me see what everyone else is doing. Let me, see what else I can learn. What else can I implement? Where else can I, grow a little bit? What would be a great marketing strategy? How could I come up with, it's constantly running through my head. And I go from Instagram to Pinterest to Facebook to LinkedIn, and there's so much information out there. There's so many millions of ways that you could do stuff. It's just a matter of me picking one. Or a couple. Like once I master one, I pick another one. Just keep moving forward. I'm excited. I've been on fire for things before, but I've never put in work and set things in motion to where I'm getting enough attention. People are noticing, people are asking, and I love what I do. It doesn't seem like work. People come and ask me for advice all the time. They've always done that. It's just the way that, I guess people gravitate towards me or whatever. And I've always been happy to give advice, happy to listen, happy to hear people out, to tell them what I did and see if that maybe draws a parallel for them or, gives them one of those aha moments. I've always been happy to do that. And it doesn't seem like work. It doesn't. I remember when I went to school and I got my psych degree, and I was thinking, yeah, okay, well, what do I want to do with the psych degree? Do I want to go and get a PhD in psychiatry? Do I want to become a guidance counselor? What do I need to become a guidance counselor? Do I want to become an organizational psychologist? Like all these different, variations of psychology, right? But the bottom line is, I love people. I love observing. I love listening. I love helping. And there's so many things you can do with emotion. So at the time, the idea was to become a guidance counselor, and the only way I saw fit to be really well qualified for that was to get my master's. So I went ahead and I got my master's in education. In the meantime, I got my certification in human resources. I mean, I did all of the educational qualifiers, thinking that it would be easy to go and get the kind of job that I wanted. It didn't work out that way. Obviously, if you're familiar with the U.S. education system, you go into debt trying to get your degree. You come out with your degree, and suddenly no one wants to give you a shot because you have no experience, or you have experience but you don't have the degree. It's like a catch-22. So what do? You get the first job you can because you need to start paying off those bills, and the first job you get is never in the field you want it to be in. So the first job I had, to be very honest, was rack room shoes. Yep, I worked in a shoe shop. And then from there I found a better opportunity and worked at Kingsmill Resort, and that was nothing to do with my major either. I was in sales and contracts, and then from there I moved over to F&B and basically contracts as well. And then from there I taught yoga at the spa. I volunteered and did extra work to get extra money, working banquets and stuff, serving people. So I've been in hospitality for a number of years now, mostly because, you start in that line, they kind of pigeonhole you in that line, and suddenly that's the only place you have experience. I'm sorry, I don't know what the hell that person upstairs is doing, but it sounds like they're dragging furniture across the floor. And it's like 11:30 at night, you guys. I don't know what they do. They be rearranging furniture in the middle of the night all the time. It's really strange. Anyway, and all the while working for all these little, odds and end jobs or whatever, I've always dreamt of what it would be like, to have your own business, but I never thought that it would. I can't say simple and I can't say difficult, because on the one hand, yes, it's difficult. You got to kind of get started, right? But on the other hand, it's simple because, I mean, look at me now. It's like a part of my day. I don't even think about it anymore. This podcast is maybe 20, 30 minutes out of my day, and it's always after baby girl's gone to sleep, after I've reflected on the day, right before I'm about to go to sleep, because I want to talk about all the things that I've done. I want to show you that, I'm emotional, I make mistakes, I try this and fail and try again and fail and try again and fail, and I just keep trying because I'm stubborn like that. But if you were to tell me 10 years ago that I had time and energy to do a side hustle, now, considering my current state of affairs, I would have been like, I don't know what you mean. Like, I don't know how that's even possible, because I don't have the time and energy now. Like, how could I have it in 10 years? And I'm not saying that much changed. I still cook and clean. I still pick up after my daughter. I still spend time with her. I still try and teach her things at home. I still travel here, there, and everywhere else. I still have a 9 to 5. It's just, I've gotten really good at packing little things into spaces of time throughout my day. And it's something I've always done, I guess. I was one of those people when I was doing Bharatanatyam. I liked the more difficult dances where there wasn't that much abstract emotion, but it was all like, sharp moves and regimented steps. And if you said, it's really hard to fit these 5 steps into that 2-minute window, I will fall over backwards trying to prove you wrong. I bet you I could do it. That's just the way I was. Even to this day, I remember, okay, I had a 2-row hatchback, okay? My car was a Hyundai Accent, and Two-door hatchback, right? There's not a lot of space. But damn it if we didn't fit like 5 people in there comfortably. And then pack the whole trunk and strap things to the roof and like move houses. I don't know how I did it, but I packed it into every nook and cranny of that car. Why? Because I'm good at finding space for things. So whether it's spaces of time, whether it's space in a container, space in my heart, space. I'm good with space. Let's put it that way. And because of that, I'm able to do what I love. It doesn't feel like work. I had someone today tell me, "Man, you are a machine. I don't know how you do it. What time do you go to sleep? What time do you wake up?" And I told him, and he was like, "Yo, you gotta take care of your health." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. I need to sleep more." Because this year was ridiculous. I've been more sick this year than I've been in the last 10 years put together. I usually, you usually get sick once, really good sick once in a year or something, and I've been sick on and off a lot. And part of that is because baby girl went to school and she picked up all kinds of germs from other kids who were snot-nosed and dirty and grubby and whatever else. But my immune system was so low that I actually like caught whatever bug was going around. So that's something I do need to change, but it's because I'm working all the time. It's because from dawn until dusk, if my eyes are open, my mind is thinking about it. And I'm pretty sure I dream about it too. I just don't remember when I wake up. I've started taking a book in my purse everywhere I go, so that as I get information, as if I see something on Pinterest, if I hear something on a podcast, if I hear what, I gotta write it down, yo, or it's not gonna happen. Like I'll forget, and I don't want to forget. It's a brilliant idea. It's like flashes of lightning, basically. So I didn't understand when people said, if you do what you love, it won't seem like work. It really doesn't. It doesn't. It's just a part of my day. It's a part of documenting my life. It's a part of how I feel, who I am. And once again, that is the reason I'm building a brand. I'm not building a product, I'm building a brand. The products will come eventually. I want you to know who I am. I want you to hear my voice. I want you to listen to what I'm saying. I want you to question me, hear my story, realize what I've lived through, and really know what I stand for before I start developing products. There's like a natural process to things, I feel like. I need you to like who I am. Okay, I don't need you to like who I am. I want you to know who I am, and if you like me, great, and if you don't, whatever. That's your, wisdom. That's up to you. But if you do like me, and you decide to become part of my tribe, and you decide to, join me in this quest to be constantly motivated, in the right frame of mind to help and create and document and share and teach, then so be it. But like I said, my natural order, the way I see things should go, now that I'm looking at the big picture, right? Like now that I'm looking at the long game, the first things first, you need to know, like, and trust me. And then you need to be comfortable enough to communicate with me. And once you're comfortable enough to communicate with me, I get a better idea of who you are and what you need. And then I can pull out, whatever experiences I've lived through and cater to what it is you need. I feel like that's what a good teacher does. I feel like that's what a good leader does. If you look at all those wonderful, wonderful, basketball movies, football movies, baseball movies, whatever team movies there are, team, not teen, okay? Not teeny bop, I'm talking about team. Whatever team movies there are, you always have like one coach that really gets it, really gets people, and understands what it is that motivates each individual player on their team and pushes them differently from the rest. There's like a general idea of how, how discipline should work, and then there's like a catered, like a syllabus almost for each person, because not everyone learns the same way. Not everyone is motivated by the same things. I guess that's why I chose life coaching. I guess that's why I decided that, I would enjoy leading in this way, because I get to know you individually. I get to find out what it is that makes you tick, and then I'm going to push all those buttons to make sure you get what you want. That's what I want. I want us all to win. And that's why work doesn't feel like work to me. I do what I love. I really do love it. As much as I worked in hospitality, I met like millions of people, right? And I feel like most of the conversations I had weren't about how is your room? Is there anything you need? Do you need housekeeping? It wasn't like that. It was like, hey, how was your day? What happened? How did you feel about it? What could you have done differently? Are you sure that, it's someone else's fault? Is there anything you could have done differently? So it was all like, life conversations. They were all really deep conversations. Lately, I've been posting stuff on my own personal page about, name one memory you have of me, or name a keyword you think that would describe me, or something that I should take with me into 2018, like stuff like that. And I forget how many people I've had like really deep conversations with because they pop up in the comments. People like Wendell, who I used to work with at Wyndham, we'd have like long life conversations at the front desk while we're waiting for people to check in. Classmates from high school that I haven't talked to in 20 years. And I didn't even know that I made an impression on them, but they're like, you know what? You were always nice to me. I really appreciate that. Like Patrick Baber, like I don't really remember any one conversation I had with him, but I remember he was pretty cool. He was upperclassman, and I mean, why would I have any reason to be rude to anybody, right? So it's amazing when I get feedback from people I know and they've been a part of my life at some point and they're able to say, you know what, we enjoyed this, this, and this, and I'd forgotten that what I'm doing now, I've been doing pretty much all my life. It's been constant, it's been steady. So no, it's not work, it's second nature. This is who I am, naturally. Whether you're 30 years old, you're 70 years old, whether you're 6, this is who I am. I want to know who you are. I want to know what makes you tick. If you have a problem and you're going to come to me with the problem, I'm going to push your buttons in such a way that you realize you do have some power over the situation. You can control it a little bit. So it doesn't feel like work. I feel good about that. And going into 2018 knowing this, knowing that I've kind of laid a foundation, it's time for framework. The foundation is in. I have like a basis for an audience. I have material I'm creating every day. I'm putting it out there. I'm putting my life out there. To a degree, not all of it. Obviously, some of it is private because I am a mom and I have a little girl and I need to make sure that she's well taken care of and well protected. But in the meantime, my life is an open book. You can ask me questions. If your questions become ridiculous, obviously you're going to disappear from my radar. I will block you. But for the most part, I don't mind answering questions. I don't mind, sharing a little bit and seeing if there's anything that I could teach or help you understand better from a different point of view, perhaps. So yeah, I like where I am. I am still a little, freaked out about the new year coming up, but I like where I am. I like what I've done so far. Looking back at 2017, damn, it was up and down a lot. It was like the worst loop-de-loop roller coaster I've ever been on, but I'm glad to be standing on the other end. I'm glad I got off without throwing up or passing out. I like where I am, I really do. And I can only imagine what happens in 2018. Yeah. All right, you guys, I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to try one more time to wake up at 6 in the morning and really like pretend like we need to get her to school because tomorrow's the last time I can really pretend where I actually have to drop her at school, because come Tuesday, she has to do it for real. So, yeah. I hope you got some value out of this. I hope it made sense. I hope you realized that I really am just like all of you. I'm just a little more stubborn, maybe. And maybe that's a good thing, maybe it's not. But I'm not about to give up. I'm not about to stop now. I feel like I've got some good momentum going. I'm just going to add a couple things here and there, maybe tweak what I have and see if it becomes more efficient. The name of the game in 2018, I feel like, is gumption and efficiency. I don't want to be working hard. I want to work smart. I want to get to that 4-hour work week. That would be amazing. But in the meantime, I'll catch you again tomorrow. All right? Y'all have a good night. Bye.